Hello everyone, I'm Samantha and today is another Bowspring breakdown. Today I'm going to be breaking down bridge pose in the Bowspring alignment. And this pose is really different from the regular alignment that you might be used to, so watch along and see what differences you feel in your body. One of the main differences is this bridge pose in particular is going to give you more hip mobility. And who doesn't want more hip mobility? As we age, we tend to get stuck, and our fascia keeps us in a position where we lose hip mobility. Whenever I have a yoga class and people tell me what is going on with their body, a lot of times they're saying, can we do something to open up the hips? This is opening up the hips in a different way than you're used to, and you'll find that it really does increase range of motion. So we're going to be activating the glutes as we do, which you might think, what do I have to do that for? But believe me, it works. And trust me, trust your body. Give it a try and see what it feels like. You're going to notice something different. And just keep at it. Promise it will work. So first we'll come down to the floor in a mindful manner as we do in the Bowspring. So we'll just slide and glide, and then rolling onto our back. Fix your ponytail if you've got a ponytail in the way. And I'm just coming into supine bow. So my feet are a little bit away from the hips, and I'm pressing the back of my head into the floor. The first thing I'm going to do is untuck the tailbone. I'm going to help myself out by pulling it, the buttocks flush up and towards the sacrum. That's really going to give me a better opportunity to access the glutes and keep that nice bow shape that we're looking for. Then I'm going to think about the expansion of radiant heart. Pretend like I was standing up behind you and I grabbed your ribs and I pulled them away from your hips. So I'm even going to actually do that with myself. I'm trying to expand them in a downward direction and a full direction. Now mindful, I'm not going to press them down into the floor. We're not doing that. We want to resist that. So we're trying to fold them and bring them more towards the floor, the whole rib cage and the lower rib cage, but we're not trying to tuck the tail under. So keep that tailbone pressed towards the floor, so you'll have to push your pubic bone forward and down to get that inward curve of the lumbar spine. Also, I've got an inward curve of the cervical spine, and that is obtained by pressing the back of the head into the floor and opening the throat. All right? So these two inward curves, the low back and the back of the neck, will mirror each other. And there's an activation when you press the back of the head into the floor, and you might find that in your deep core. So we're toning deep core muscles, the one that are inside of or deeper than your rectus abdominis. Those are the washboard abs muscles. We're going deeper than that, okay? And that's going to help you narrow your waistline and have more range of movement there as well. So the pubis is tilted forward, the radiant ribs are expanded in all directions, and the back of the head is pressed to the floor. I'm going to take my arms up to horizon arms, which I think is kind of weird. It's called horizon arms when we're on our back because they're not really at the horizon anymore, but we'll just keep the name for namesake. So I am rooting and broadening my shoulders. An outward rotation of the upper arm, inward rotation of the lower arm, and I'm squeezing a seed hand. So it's kind of like you're holding ropes. There's an engagement in the arms going on here. And then with my feet, I'm pressing the forefoot into the floor like a dig action. And then I'll be energetically dragging the heels back. And the drag action, and this turns on the backs of my legs and helps me mount my glutes upwards. All right? Now here is where we go into the bridge pose. So instead of thinking lifting your hips up towards the sky like a regular bridge pose, that's not what we're doing. It's not that game today. All right, so the Bowspring Bridge, think about lifting your belly button higher than your pubic bone. All right? Yes, I said that right. And we'll give it a try here today. So root and broaden your shoulders. Breathe into the wideness of your radiant heart. Pressure the back of the head into the floor. Pubis tilts forward. Gentle dig, drag. of the feet in the floor to connect your root system, and then lift the belly button. All right, so we've got that engagement in the backs of the legs and the glutes that hugs the support. Yes, and it's super intense, so you can tell my breath changed, maybe my voice changed there. So it's not like the old-fashioned bridge, which is kind of a resting pose. This is full duty. And I really do need to focus to keep my alignment. Staying and breathing broad into the ribs, active feet. And you can even take the hands to a chin-up bar position, the fingernails dome on the floor over your head. And I even like to act like I'm holding on to a chin-up bar here. It helps me to maintain the bow. Keep in mind here, if you have a lot of padding on your behind, that your padding of your butt might actually still touch the floor. We're not lifting our hips a lot, so if you have a lot of padding, it might still be touching, but your bones are lifted up off the floor. All right, we'll continue here with adding something. It's called the bridge sway. So it's a sway of the hips back into the left and then back into the right. And you can really feel the backs of your legs turn on. It's a stretch of your deep rotators of the legs. We're getting deep into the hips now. Keep pressuring your head back into the floor. You need that. We're activating core muscles, activating the glutes and the hamstrings. We're exercising a stretch and rotation and the deepness of the hip. All right? Swiveling on the toes, we keep the toes down. Hopefully I'm doing that. And you can do this with the V-vector arm as well, or horizon arm, rather. And that's serious business too. And lower down, the tailbone goes down first. Ta-da! And then to come out of it, you'll roll over to your side. And go ahead and roll on up. Thank you for watching today. This has been a demonstration of the Bowspring Bridge. Very, very different from the bridge that you might be used to. So please feel free to leave a comment, give it a try, and tell me what you feel in the difference between the two. Thank you for watching, and namaste.